On Monday morning, I woke up, sat at my desk, and was immediately hit with overwhelm. We've all had Mondays like that, right? I'm not alone. May has been a month. Yeah, there's been a lot going on. And June is not looking like it's going to be any better. And I just have so many things to do that are all stacked up on top of one another. And it's like decision paralysis. I can't prioritize what I need to do first, or what I want to do first, or what I should do first, because I can't see the wood for the trees, honestly. There's so much going on. So I decided to simplify. It's what I nearly always do. If you've been here for, since I started the channel many, many moons ago, you'll know that I use a bullet journal system a lot. No matter what I'm in, I use a bullet journal system. And when I find that things are too much, I change the container that it's in to be less intimidating. So I put my happy planner in the drawer. I love my happy planner. I will be going back to my happy planner at some point. That is absolutely fine. It doesn't mind that I'm not using it this month. I pulled out this little pocket Moleskine. It's actually a daily from 2014. And a little money-saving tip for you: if you have a planner from 2014 that you haven't used, or that you ditched a couple of months into the year for something else, you can use that planner because the dates match up with this year. You're welcome. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm not using the dates, though. I'm just using it as a notebook. I started the numbering at the front. I've numbered 1 to 10. I can do the rest later. I Tipexed out the dates for those pages. I have started numbering at the back from 101 upwards. I've only done 101 to 105. That's for my collections, because I like to keep my collections together at the back. And I just wrote out May on a 2-page spread, put in important dates, just to get myself back into the swing of using a bullet journal. You'll know this from previous planner swaps. I always go back and kind of backdate a little bit just to kind of break the planner in. And then I just put today's date and I started with a brain dump. I wrote down everything I could think of that I needed to do, or wanted to do, or should do. I put in dates on the right-hand side for anything that had a due date. I put a star next to anything that I already knew was important or urgent. And that's it. I don't have a fancy key. I just put a line next to everything. I turn that line into a star when it becomes important. I put a due date next to it if it's got one. Notes, I use a circle. And videos, because they're multi-layered, I use my square where I can mark it off as being started, finished, in progress, whatever. Super simple system. It's worked for me for years. And whenever I feel like I'm just getting too into planning is becoming a barrier to the to-dos, the to-do list gets in the way, this is what I revert back to. And as you can see, that little white pocket Moleskine, which is a Snoopy one, by the way, because we love Snoopy, matches the sketchbook that I'm currently using, which is my little Art Creations pocket notebook. It's the same exact dimensions. It's the same thickness, same height, same width, everything. Everything about it is the same. I love the fact that they match. It's lovely. As a mixed media artist and somebody who likes to play with different types of paper and different types of mediums, I always have multiple sketchbooks on the go. All different papers, all different sizes. I usually have a large and small of each type of paper. And I just jump around depending on what I'm doing, usually led by whatever media I'm using. That will denote which sketchbook I work in. But I've been on a mission to fill up this little one because it's been on the go since the pandemic. When I hit the 5-year mark with things, I'm like, you know what? I just want to get this done. Let's get it over with. So here we are trying to finish this one out. So I'm doing 100 pages, which is what was left in 100 days. Takes me up to the end of June, and I am currently on track. Everything's going well. What I'm currently drawing is a little bunny in a deck chair. Not something I would normally necessarily pick, but I've got a little widget on my phone for the Pinterest app, and you can link it to a specific folder. And I have a folder in my Pinterest called References. And it's just, ooh, that's cool. I might draw that one day. Dump into the reference folder. And that reference folder just comes up on the widget and it changes 3 or 4 times a day. So every so often I go to the widget and I say, oh, what's in the widget today? And this little bunny came up and I thought, oh, that's cute. Let's draw him. And off we go. So super simple, ballpoint pen, bit of gouache, throw it in there. And I love how it came out. He's so cute, so adorable. I may have to scan this one and see if I can turn him into something because he's so cute. Yeah, that's where I'm up to. So I've got one sketchbook, one planner. They're both little pocket things. The bag you saw me at the beginning is, I do have a big bag because I have big planners and big sketchbooks, but I've put all my big sketchbooks in that bag at the moment. It's sat over by my desk and I'm currently using this little pocket. It's like a bag-in-bag thing that you put all your stuff in and you put it in your bag and then you can transfer it to another bag. I don't know. Anyway, it's useful for carrying these little planners. I have a super simple scheme. My bullet journal, I've basically got a ballpoint, not a ballpoint pen, an Energel pen and a highlighter. And my sketchbook, I've got a ballpoint pen, a pencil, mechanical pencil, a water brush, my gouache. And I do have a 4-colour Bic with the yellow in it because sometimes I like to draw in ballpoint pen and I like to do the 4 colours. So that's basically it. I've got a few little mini pencils. I've got a few little broken Neocolor 2s. And I'm just using this very minimal grab and go bag of small stuff that doesn't feel intimidating. I don't feel like I have a huge page to fill. I don't feel like I've got to fill in every single box of my happy planner. I don't feel like I've got to fill up the whole week and make it look like I've done something. I can, if I've only got 2 things for the day, then I've only got 2 things for the day. And if I've got 5 pages for the day, I've got 5 pages for the day. Sorry, someone set the neighbour's dog off and I had to pause. And now I can't remember what I was talking about, so it can't have been important. Oh, supplies. Yeah, just basic supplies. Black pen, highlighter, few colour pencils, water brush, small tin of gouache. Just keeping everything very, very simple, very pared down, so I don't have to think about it. I don't have to decide what sketchbook I'm going to work in. I pull out this one. I don't have to try and figure out where I'm going to put things in my planner, which box in my happy planner am I going to put stuff. I just write it on the next line of the planner. And it's simplified everything so that I just feel less, not intimidated by my planner, but it's less of a barrier because I've just got one place to put everything. I know where things go and I don't have to make decisions. I just put it on the next line. And I find that really helps when things just feel like they're getting a bit out of control. It's something you can control, is where you put your stuff, and you don't have to feel restricted to one place. I'm perfectly happy to jump about into a different book or a different planner or whatever if I feel like that's going to work for me. And I have to say, since I've done that, I've become so much more productive since I did this because I'm not paralysed by indecision. I just pick up my planner, make a note, pick up my sketchbook, draw something. It's really helped me. I am still working in my Moleskine art journal. In fact, I've got both of my Moleskines out at the moment. I've got a mixed media Moleskine sketchbook that I want to try and finish, and I've got my Moleskine journal. And those are just sat on the desk, and everything else has been moved out of the way, and I will pull it out when I'm ready to pull it out. And until then, I've just got this little book that I'm going to finish by the end of June. It's possible I will finish it before the end of June, actually, because I'm going really well with it. It's been a fun challenge to do, and I've got some really interesting pictures out of it that will be going into either digital downloads over on my coffee shop or into, some of them might actually become stickers. I'm not sure. We'll see. Anyway, that's where I'm up to this week. I thought I'd do a quick check-in because it's been a while. I'm sorry about that. Like I say, May got away from me. I'm back on track now, and I've got a whole list of videos. I've got a lot of editing to do. I've got a lot of videos to film, but I feel like I'm in control of it now rather than just looking at the list and going, where do I start? We know that feeling. Tell me I'm not alone with that feeling, please. Tell me I'm not alone. In fact, put a bunny in the chat below if you are also feeling a little bit overwhelmed by everything and might need to pare down a little bit. He came out really cute. I love him. Feature in the next one. Bye.